Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If people are not even a little bit afraid of you, then you're no one's gonna take you seriously. Like, no man wants to be that simp, that weak guy that other guys talk about you behind your back. They know if they talk trash to you, nothing's gonna happen. Women, maybe they look at you as a friendly, nice guy, but they don't take you seriously. They never consider you as an actual dating option. And what you need to realize is the way you avoid this trap is by becoming a bit dangerous. Because when we have some of this dangerous energy inside of us, people perceive us completely differently. All right, number one is combat practice. So back when I was 23, I decided I wanted to learn how to fight. I just felt like kind of a weak dude, and I thought it would make me more badass. I was living in Boston at the time, in the Allston neighborhood. It's kind of grimy, so I showed up to this fight gym that was near me to do a Muay Thai training session, and I walked down into the gym. It's in the basement. It's like a dungeon, no windows. It smells. There's a bunch of intimidating men everywhere with tattoos. They're jacks. They're fighting each other. They're lifting weights. And I was nervous. I was like, I don't belong here. These dudes look dangerous. I'm not dangerous. And I can remember that first session. After I was walked through some basic technique, I did a little bit of sparring. And the guy that I was fighting just played with me. After I missed a punch, he did this thing where he put his hand underneath my chin and just threw my whole body back, and it just slammed on the mats. It was humbling. I felt embarrassed. I felt weaker than all these dudes, but I picked my body up and I came back to training session after training session for several years. Any dude out there who's learned how to fight knows that it changes you. Small things like overcoming your flinch instinct. You know, when someone punches, we have this instinct to be like, no, don't punch me. Being able to overcome that and stay calm in those moments. You're learning to be able to stay calm in moments of actual danger and keep your cool. It also became an outlet to let go of my aggression. Yeah, lifting weights can do that as well, but it's different when you're putting all your force into punches and kicks. And for that reason, I think every man should learn how to fight. I think something like boxing or Muay Thai, which is like kickboxing, should be the basics. There's striking sports that allow you to get rid of that aggression. Something that's like jiu-jitsu or wrestling. Like, yes, obviously those are extremely effective actual fighting techniques, but I don't think they have the same benefits in terms of building that dangerous side. Just please make sure you don't go to one of these gyms that's just like cardio boxing classes with a bunch of women in there. That's not the same thing. Find a boxing or a Muay Thai gym that is actual sparring involved, and that is going to make sure that you go through that same intimidation factor and actually build that dangerous edge. Number two, stop tiptoeing. So I think we all have this basic instinct inside of us when we're talking to someone else. We don't want to be an asshole. So because of that, we avoid things that might make the other person upset, and we also avoid topics that perhaps we'll get our own feelings hurt. We just want to have nice, easy conversations with everyone. And that's not a bad thing. I also don't think it's a good thing to be an asshole. But if that's your operating system, then people are never going to view you as a dangerous man. And the key here is not to be that guy at the bar who's walking around trying to shoulder everyone and staring every man down and asking them, hey, you want to fight me? You want to take this outside, bro? No, that's just a insecure, weak dude who's trying to make himself feel significant through false shows of dominance. What's a lot more effective is to get comfortable breaking rapport with people from time to time in conversation. And the way to do this intelligently is just to challenge people on their beliefs from time to time. So we got the next election coming up. People are going to be talking about Trump, Biden, DeSantis, RFK, and maybe someone's telling you, how much they hate Trump or something, or how much they hate Biden. You can always playfully challenge them a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. How come you think that? Or maybe, really? How come you decided to stop eating meat? That doesn't quite make sense to me. And what this does is, first of all, it allows you to better understand other people's perspectives, whereas normally we just like gloss over these differences. Now you can dig into them a little bit. But also, they're gonna know you're the type of person, they can't just say a bunch of random shit around and you're just gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. They're gonna realize I actually have to kind of like watch what I'm saying around this person, because if I say some weird shit or some dumb shit, he's gonna call me out. And a very important tip, if things start to escalate or the other person starts to get heated or you start to feel like you're getting heated, you can always de-escalate by saying, look, we can agree to disagree. It's all good. Because basically you're saying, look, I don't care if I change your mind. You're not going to change my mind. I'm maintaining a strong frame here. Let's just move on with the conversation. Now, time out. You got to realize if you're able to develop this dangerous energy, both men and women are going to respond differently to you. But with the women, you need to also be able to lead things forward in a way that this type of guy would. Because if not, it's just like we're a wolf in sheep skin. It's like she's going to see through this facade we're creating and she's going to be interested at first, but we're just going to keep reverting back to our old simp nice guy ways and lose every chance we get. And that's why I want to let you know that if you are struggling to consistently meet and date the types of girls you really want, I'm here to help with my Beast Dating coaching program.
Having no dating life, kissing no girls in my entire life, dude, now I've actually done it and it's kind of like, wow, This is a whole new world.
As of now, I'm seeing 3 women, which is the limit of what my schedule can handle at the moment.
Right now, I'm seeing a girl. We're hanging out once or twice a week, and I'm still going on other dates and meeting other women, which has never happened for me before. Like, I've never had options.
We've helped hundreds of guys just like this over the past few years. Basically, how it works is the guys in the program get access to 5 live video coaching calls every single week with myself and the other coaches, so we're able to personally work with them until they're at the point they're dating the exact types of girls that they want. So look, if that sounds like something that could be helpful to your situation, just go to beastcoaching.com or click that first link in description to learn more and apply now. Number 3 is power hacks. So these are gonna be 2 quick exercises you can do by yourself in isolation that are gonna help you develop a lot more of this dangerous assertive energy. First is the yes affirmation, and basically it looks like this. Yes, 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 yes. All of these are gonna look kind of funny, by the way, but when you do this, you're telling yourself the most affirmative word possible. Yes, and you're saying it with conviction, louder and louder, with more and more conviction, and it puts you in this very like dominant, assertive mindset. So maybe you do this before you go on a date, before you have a job interview. If I'm really in my head and I'm trying to film a YouTube clip out in public or something and it's kind of feeling intimidating, I'll do this and it will just snap me right into that mind state. Number 2 is deep screaming. So this is for guys who tend to be a little bit more quiet. People often ask you, hey, I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I just didn't hear you. When you have that quiet, gentle energy, people are always gonna look at you kind of like a simp. For this, you would just go out somewhere in nature and literally scream at the top of your lungs. It's gonna be a very cathartic, freeing feeling. I know it seems silly and a lot of you aren't even gonna give this a shot, but I promise it's kind of like a bioenergetic thing that it allows your body to get outside of this fucking prison, this fucking cell that you've built around it. I promise you, bro, if you start doing these 2 things, it's going to change just the overall energy vibrating in your body. And I know that sounds weird, but just try it, man. Number 4 is dangerous grooming. So by grooming, I'm just talking about manipulating the different hairs on our face and our head. So I'm gonna throw some photos on the screen of guys who went from a longer hairstyle to getting a fade. And as you look at these, I think it's pretty obvious that when a man has a fade, kind of like the fade I have now here, where it's kind of starting from bald and going up, that just looks more aggressive and dangerous. And it's not to say that you can't pull off a long hairstyle and make it look good, but it's always going to have a bit more of a feminine, weak feel to it versus a fade. Guys are always resistant to changing their hairstyles because we're so used to seeing ourselves in a certain way, but this is just one of the easiest ways to immediately make yourself look more masculine and aggressive. Now, if you're someone who's balding, you have a receding hairline, your hair is thinning, take a look at these photos. And it's also going to be very abundantly clear that just shaving the head and owning that bald look is going to be a lot more dangerous and masculine. Look, balding and hair thinning are signs of a man becoming more elderly. And when we think of an elderly man, we think of a weaker man. But when you got that shaved head look, that's the most badass look you can have, man. I know it's tough, but you got to let go of that emotional connection you have to holding on to those last few hairs and just realize, hey, this is a logical decision. Let's make the right one. And finally, facial hair. If you're able to grow facial hair, do it. Even if it doesn't look thick and perfectly full, just the presence of hair around our jawline. A, it brings out our jawline more and makes us look like we have a stronger jawline, but B, it's also it's a sign of more manliness. For me, the key for this is keeping it at a length similar to mine. If it gets longer than this, it gets a lot harder to maintain. And then also making sure that every other day I go ahead and shave all the hairs below this line here to clean up the neck. That really creates more contrast between the jaw and the neck and makes that look even more powerful. Obviously, if you cannot grow even a little bit of facial hair, this is not an option, but there's a lot of other things you can do as we're talking about in this video. This is just one small thing. Number 5, dangerous style. So there's a few things that when you see them, they make a man look the opposite of dangerous. They make him look maybe quirky and funny, but the opposite of dangerous. One would be graphic tees. And I know people love their band tees or their movie tees, but that's sending the wrong message in the context of this video. Another would be wearing bright colors. Again, that screams feminine energy. Not what we're going for here. 3 simple rules I live by are, first of all, more black. I have a lot of black in my wardrobe. Not only is it easy to match, but it also gives a bit more of that dangerous vibe. Number 2 is only solid colors. Sure, some shirts I wear may have some texture like this, but I'm not going to be wearing striped shirts or checkered or patterned shirts, unless maybe I'm going to a day club or a pool party or something. Along with that is a focus on more neutral tones. So think olive green, tan, like this shirt, black, white, navy. These are all more masculine colors, and they're also a lot easier to mix and match. And number 3 is layering. Like the simplest outfit that always looks good is like some jeans, a t-shirt, and then a basic jacket over that. That simplicity in itself is timeless style. It's not hopping on trends, and it just portrays that classic image of manliness. I will say right now, if you're looking to level up your wardrobe, I'd highly recommend checking out Edge Lifestyle. We decided to call the brand Edge for this exact reason, because it helps you develop a more edgy style. So whether you're looking for a solid pair of jeans, joggers, some new clean t-shirts, even some bomber jackets to layer up top, we got you covered. You can even use my discount code here to save 10% off. Just go to edgelifestyle.com or click that second link down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend you watch that one next. It's about 5 clear warning signs to stop chasing her. These are the biggest red flags to be aware of. And if you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.